like vacuum cleaner, like
Yeah.
all the humor sucked out by the
Correct.
by the time
Yeah.
the kid turns 12, which
Mm.
I was supposed to sit on the back row, but I wore a suit, my banking suit, and I just courageously walked all the way to the front row and nobody stopped me.
Okay.
I think I just looked confident, so
Yeah.
they thought I was VIP or something. Family without a job.
Correct.
This was 2013, 14, 15. 3 whole years where I had to eat 2 plates of rice and with a bit of tofu and egg every day. Yeah, $5 Singapore dollar budget every day. I wrote letter to myself about money. Yeah, and somehow I have rewired my mindset about money. There is no shadow of turning with thee.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to Empowerment Hub podcast. I have an amazing and wonderful coach who is teaching, preaching, and walking his walk of abundance and abundance mindset. And I cannot wait to welcome Eugene Seah. Yay.
Thank you, Irina.
Thank you very much for coming, for being
honor.
a guest. Super excited to have
So am
you. Yes. And as I met Eugene, one thing that I remember very clearly, his positive energy, his attitude, his charisma, I feel inspires everybody and everywhere you go. So it's really an honor to have you as a guest. And my first question to you is, how did you start your journey of abundance?
Oh,
Yeah, how
I
did
started my journey of abundance through scarcity.
Mm.
Yeah, I'm Singaporean.
Mm-hmm.
Should I say that? Yeah, and I'm born, bred in Singapore. I think it won't be racist of me to say something negative about Singapore since I'm born here. Yeah, it's very good, very safe, wonderful government and all that. But the educational system conditions us to be very scarce. Right? What do I mean? Because there's only like 4 scholarships a year, right? There's only one top position which they'll give a book prize, and then they'll rank you on some kind of bell curve. Yeah, it's like corporate environment, but in
correct,
school. Yeah. I mean, competition in sports, of course, that one until today. That one I think is healthy in a way, but I think in grades it's not so healthy, We're supposed to learn driven by curiosity.
Yeah.
Yeah, but yet most people learn because they need to get good grades to get a good job. So
with that
very scarce, yeah.
said, and I perfectly understand, and I honestly feel that it's not Singapore. I just think that it's globally educational. The way we are brought up is so much in scarcity and so much in competition
True.
that it's quite tough to get out of that mindset, mentality, and that greed of it's not enough. So how did you stumble upon it at all?
Thankfully, I think this is my theory, unproven theory, that a person has to go to the bottom of the pit. Yeah. Before the person will rethink about life. For example, like cancer or divorce
story,
or war, or I mean, it's tragic, right? Yeah. So for me, thankfully, not so bad. It's just loss of job.
Loss of job.
Yeah. I mean, not loss of limbs, not loss
Yeah,
of life.
yeah.
So it's not too bad.
Yeah.
But it's bad enough because I'm the sole breadwinner of 3 kids. Yeah. My wife stopped working for 23 years.
Oh,
And
okay.
I had 2 elderly parents, now left 1. So very difficult to feed my family without a job.
Correct.
This was 2013, 14, 15. 3 whole years where I had to eat 2 plates of rice and with a bit of tofu and egg every day. Yeah, $5 Singapore dollar budget every day.
Wow.
Yeah, so scarcity, right?
With the kids at the same time.
Oh, the kids thankfully were fed by my government.
Oh, yeah.
Because
got it.
Singapore is socialist, kind of.
Yeah.
So we gave them free voucher where they could exchange for food. So I just had to take care of myself and my wife and 2 elderly parents.
Yeah, which is still a lot.
It's horrible. I had to borrow money.
Yeah.
So
okay, you
Yeah.
were at that moment in life where it was quite
Scarcity.
tough and a lot
a
of
few
scarcity.
$100 in the bank.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How did you make that jump? Because today Eugene Seah is in a complete different space and a lot of people know you. So I really would love that our audience also knows your journey, because some of people might be exactly where you were back then.
Yeah, true. Especially now with AI, a lot of jobs are lost, whether it's like engineering, software, banking, retail. I keep hearing people losing jobs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Correct.
So again, scarcity, right? Not enough jobs, not enough money.
Correct. Yeah.
Every time we use the word not enough, it means scarcity mindset.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thankfully, I hired a few coaches, not one coach, a few coaches.
Wow. Okay.
Some were low cost, some were free because I was very poor, right? So I cannot go and pay a few $1,000s for coaches. Yeah.
Which I have to say that hiring a coach in the moment where you don't feel you have enough is one of the counterintuitive for many people, but you did that job and step. So, wow.
Okay. I want to be more specific. There was this guy who won't call himself a coach. It's Nick Vujicic, the man born without hands and legs.
I know him. I'm very inspired by him. Yes.
Yeah, I watched a lot of his YouTube. So one day when he was in Singapore, I decided to sign up. I remember it was $97 or something, which I was supposed to sit on the back row. But I wore a suit, my banking suit, and I just courageously walked all the way to the front row and nobody stopped me.
Okay.
I think I just looked confident, so they thought I was VIP or something. Okay, not to be recommended. I mean, there's integrity issue with that. Yeah, but I was so desperate to meet him in person, in live, and also close by. You can imagine Singapore Expo Hall. If I sit at the last row, I must watch YouTube, right?
Yeah.
So I walked all the way to the front row, and wow, my tears just flowed and flowed as he spoke for 45 minutes.
Wow.
Have you seen him in person?
I actually stumbled upon him in Paris in the streets, and I stopped him and I said, wow, I'm so inspired by you and amazing stories. So I just shook his hand and That's
amazing. He has no hand, but you shook something.
Yeah. Yes, and I was very inspired.
So I was like, wow. When I saw that he had no hands, no legs, and I only lost my job, right? Not limbs. So I thought to myself, hey, this guy has
everything's relative.
Abundance mindset. I mean, he didn't use the word abundance, but clearly he walks the talk, right? He's full of joy. He's full of money. I think, if I'm not wrong, he was paid $100,000 for that.
He's highly paid. He
for
has beautiful wife.
I think 4 kids, if I'm not wrong.
Children,
And he has a personal assistant, obviously, because he can't drink water on his own.
Yeah.
So halfway through his speech, I remember this personal assistant walking and pouring water into his mouth because his throat is dry. So I thought to myself, this guy can't even go to the toilet on his own, can't even feed himself, and yet he is fully abundant. Not just money and opportunities, but he's so generous, so loving. Like he helps people with depression, with suicidal thoughts. He goes to a lot of schools for free because kids have anxiety issues. So and then when I check his Wikipedia, he calls himself a traveling missionary. So not keynote speaker. So I feel like, wow, I want to be like him.
Wow. Okay. So that's where your inspiration was born.
Yeah. The seed of abundance started being planted. And it's very funny about the brain, Once you welcome abundance, even if it is just 1%, more abundance comes in. Okay, let me share the story. So
I'd love to know.
Sitting on my left is a very, very disabled person. His name is Wesley Wee, Singaporean, born disabled. He has cerebral palsy. So he was audience together with me, listening to Nick. But the difference is he's a real VIP. I was a fake VIP. I think he was given ticket by Nick Vujicic to be on the front row, and after that into a VIP room to have coffee with Nick and take selfie. But obviously I can't enter that room. So I started interacting with this guy, Wesley. Because how did he even come out of the house? Cerebral palsy. The motor skills is very bad. Even speaking is a little bit bad. Yeah, but he told me he wrote a book. I mean, in a lot of broken English, he told me he wrote a book. So I was very curious because I have 2 hands, 2 legs. I'm a mass comm student, by the way. Degree in communication, and I've not written a book. So I became a bit curious. I said, hey, Wesley, can you send me your book? So he sent me his book. It was an article, actually, not book. It was a Microsoft Word document, but he calls it a book because he spent 10 years writing it with his toe.
Of course.
Yeah, because he can't move his fingers. So he used his toe to type. And I read the book and I cried again. I mean, it's almost like Nick Vujicic, right? Except that it's cerebral palsy, whereas Nick has.
Correct.
So
it's a limitation.
Very similar. I mean, what's the chance of God or the universe sending me 2 people within the same span of 45 minutes? Right? And both have abundance mindset, and I, being fully body able, have no abundance mindset. Like, what's going on? So I told Wesley, I will publish a book for you. That means get it designed, get it edited, make it into a book and sell it. And of course, 100% of proceeds goes to him. And after I promised him that, I sort of regretted it, I mean, I didn't even publish my own book. What? How do I know how to publish his book? Yeah, but thank God for Facebook. So I took a selfie with him. By the way, he has a wife. I took with him and his wife, who is fully body able and helping him, push him around, feed him. And we posted on Facebook, and I said, I need book editor, book publisher, book designer, and 30 over people volunteered.
Wow.
Is that abundance?
Yeah, of course.
No one asked how much am I paid. Everyone just knows the vision of publishing his book for him to help him buy his first home. He has been renting, obviously. Right? He has no money to buy a home. Anyway, to cut a long story short, 1 year later, he sold 10,000 copies, each copy $20, and then plus some donations without getting the books. So he bought a HDB flat, 1-room flat.
Wow.
All using the proceeds.
And you helped him to publish this book.
Yes. And I remember his bank account has $200,000.
Oh, wow.
My bank account continued to have a few $100.
All right, dear friends. Here you're going to see my abundance opportunity to use this opportunity to ask, can you please also help me publish my book?
I'm happy to.
It looks like you
have
a
MC
great
of a
result.
book launch and all that. Yeah. I mean, to be fair, he sold 10,000 because people really wanted to help him, right?
Yeah.
I mean, visibly, he's very disabled.
Yeah.
But people like us, they see that, hey, this guy can work for a living. Why am I supporting him or her? Yeah, but we can still sell probably 1,000 copies. No problem. I've sold 2,000 copies to date, my own book. Yeah, so not even close to the sale of Wesley.
Yeah, it's okay.
Yeah.
The opportunities are still out there.
Yeah.
So
I'm very happy. I mean, this is abundance, right? Not just money, but abundance of people helping him. Abundance of generous spirit.
Of course. And next day when you woke up, obviously something shifted on that day for you. If you can recall, what are the key things that shifted in you? Maybe thoughts, maybe your energy, maybe your mission was born. What was shifted?
Yes, I call it a seed. Just like every forest you have ever seen came out from a few seeds, right?
Yeah.
I mean, which came first, seed or tree? Probably seed.
A seed,
Okay,
I
seed.
would
Yeah.
say, yeah.
Just like people always say chicken or egg.
Yeah, correct.
Definitely
Yeah.
I mean, woman or baby. Okay.
Yeah.
Woman. Okay, maybe baby. Okay, anyway.
Yeah.
So I had this seed of abundance. And to be honest, I didn't use the word yet. I mean, all my life it was scarcity. It's not like immediately overnight I'm going to use the word abundance, right? Yeah, so just that I feel like, okay, let me be more generous. Let me learn to give more. Don't take. Like have a giver's mentality. Don't have a taker's mentality. And someone else, not related to Nick, not related to Wesley, she's a young girl actually. When I met her, she was 26. I met her at business networking. She told me that, Eugene, is very important to be a farmer. Don't be a hunter. I'm like, wow, I'm like 40 something. This girl is 26. She's way more successful than me. She's like Forbes 30 under 30.
Yeah.
You know this title?
Yeah, of course.
And by the way, we came from the same school, just that she dropped out from the school. I didn't. And like way wealthier than me, way more spirited than me. And she said, Eugene, please be a farmer.
Wow.
Be someone who plants seed and waters the seed and watch them grow rather than going around killing animal. And there's less and less animal as you hunt.
Yeah. What
and
a good metaphor, actually, in life, right?
Wow. At first, I can't believe I studied for more than 20 years of my life, worked for about 15 years, and I didn't know what the difference between farmer and hunter was.
So maybe it's an opportunity to explain to our audience.
Happy to explain.
What is the key difference? Because I think it's a very strong and powerful metaphor. I haven't heard this one before.
Good.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of business owners like us, we like to use the word competitive advantage or market share.
Yeah.
I mean, what does market share mean? That means there's a pie of people who want to engage coaches.
Correct.
And if we take 20%, that means someone else is taking 80%, right? So it's very unhealthy to think this way. Because every time someone announces on LinkedIn that, they just got a new client, you feel a little bit sour that, that could have been my client, or how come I didn't get enough client, you got so many. So it's a very unhealthy hunter's mindset. That means, hey, let me go and poach the client, let me go and hunt the client, let me write more Facebook posts so that I can get more clients. But farming is very different. That means let me help, let me learn. Let me make friends. Let me give more. Of course, the timeline is much longer. Like you hunt, immediately you get the deer, and then you can barbecue the meat and eat, right?
Yeah.
But that's it. I mean, how many days can you eat the barbecue meat? That's it,
correct.
right? And there's no more deer until you hunt again.
Correct.
But when you plant seeds, yes, it takes longer. The first few years, maybe a little bit hungry, right? You probably just have to pluck some grass to nibble on it. But the moment the tree grows and the strawberries, durians, apples start to grow, it is many generations of harvest. Yeah, so in Chinese, I used Chinese for a while. It's called 先苦后甜, which means do the bitter work first, do the hard work first, and then for generations and generations there will be sweetness of fruits and harvest.
Beautiful. I love
so
it.
That's the difference between the two.
Yeah, lovely. Eugene, so I noticed one thing that sets you apart from other speakers, other trainers, other coaches, I'm guessing, is your amazing humor, sense of humor.
Thank you.
How does humor connect to abundance? Is there any connection?
There is.
What is it? I'd love to know.
To be honest, I've been interviewed in podcasts but never asked this question. So very unique question, very powerful.
I'd love to know that one because I'm a huge fan of humor and I feel it's undervalued resource skill or anything, matters. So I would love to know your perspective.
I want to blame the Singapore government again. I think I will never get elected into anything. Okay, anyway, I'm not interested to run for office. So, in school, whenever you hear two kids giggle and laugh, what do the teachers do?
They'll tell to, just be quiet.
Yeah, be quiet, please. Right?
Correct.
You're affecting other students. So even if a kid is born with humor, it will be sucked out. Like vacuum cleaner, like all the humor sucked out by the time the kid turns 12. It is actually very sad. And then it's not a coincidence. Currently, this generation of people in their teens and 20s, they are having serious anxiety disorder. Not said by me, it's by Institute of Mental Health. Apparently not just Singapore. I mean, the British, there's a TV series, Adolescence, which also shows a kid undergoing anxiety disorder. Okay, anyway, for myself, I thankfully didn't have anxiety disorder, but I was a little bit humorless through the years. That means I was a humorous kid, but because school didn't appreciate it, so I started getting less and less humorous. In fact, I became more and more sarcastic.
Okay. Which is a sort of humor on its own, but just very...
But it's insulting
dry.
humor.
A little
it's
bit.
like
Can
humor at the expense of someone else.
Yeah, correct.
Real humor is at the expense of yourself.
Yeah.
Very insulting humor is at the expense of someone else. I hope you mean the one that is insulting ourselves, not other people.
To be honest, it's difficult to imagine you without humor because I've known you since I met you, with a lot of positive energy also.
I used to insult people a lot and then make other people laugh, but obviously the person I'm insulting will not laugh. I mean, it's called bullying in this time and age. So I was a bully using my power of words. A bit embarrassed to say. So I feel like my healthy, wholesome humor was sucked out of me. Marriage didn't help. That's another story for another day. Parenting didn't help because that one is like no day, no night, and then change diapers, bronchitis, rush to hospital. So all the humor sucked out of me, and then finance didn't help as well, right? Because I have to pay bills. I mean, it's not very funny to pay bills.
Especially in Singapore, right?
Especially in Singapore, inflation is crazy, housing is crazy, and then working in a bank didn't help. People are always blame shifting. They will email something and CC your boss, and after that print out the email, highlight and say you said this. All the humor was out of me. I was starting to feel like a zombie. Have you heard of this phrase, a zombie?
Yeah. Well, it's difficult to imagine you.
It's like the body is there.
Spirit is not necessarily there anymore.
They look alive, right? Zombie.
Okay.
But you know that they are just looking to eat your brain. and maybe eyeballs. Have you watched zombie shows?
Not necessarily.
Okay, I recommend Train to Busan. Train to Busan. Not sponsored. It's amazing. Tears flowed and screams and humor, everything all rolled into one.
So it's a big deal for you.
To be a zombie?
To be a humorous.
To be humorous,
but
yes.
How is it connected to abundance?
Okay. So at the time I didn't connect at all because abundance came to me very late in life. Just probably 7-8 years ago. So only recently, I started listening to a podcast by Dr. Huberman. Have you heard of him? He's a neuroscientist.
I'm not sure if that's the person I'm thinking about.
Ah,
but
okay.
Yeah, it could be.
Very long podcast, 3-4 hours. And it's very scientific. I'm not really a scientific person. I just like to have positive energy.
Yeah, of course.
But I felt like at this stage in my life, close to 50, and then being a coach, I better learn something about neuroscience rather than just talk about abundance as a very floaty, airy-fairy concept.
Correct.
Then I realized there's all these dopamine, cortisol, oxytocin, serotonin, right?
Yeah.
Are you?
Yeah, familiar. Yeah,
Yeah,
of course,
I'm sure a lot of viewers would have heard of this. But how does it then link to humor? How does it link to abundance?
Yeah.
So it links through biology. I realized that my natural ability to laugh at myself helped me to climb out of my financial pits, right? Because I could say like, wow. And by the way, I believe in God as well. So I feel like, wow, he must be a real comedian, right? I mean, you can make a movie that is a horror, a thriller, but he made a comedy.
Yeah,
It's like this guy work hard, study hard, has a happy family, wife, 3 kids, and like cannot find a job. Like, how more funny can it be?
But what a great skill! Because honestly, I agree. Whatever happens in life, I think the skill to laugh about it, or find the most positive, humorous angle to it. It's one of the greatest skill that you can have in life to go sanely and
Yeah. You become more mentally healthy. Right?
More mentally healthy, because you just focus it can be funny.
There's a guy called Viktor Frankl.
Yes, finding meaning.
I mean, during Nazi
correct,
era and all that. I mean, I won't touch too much on the Nazi era, but he wrote a book called Man's Search for Meaning.
For Meaning, amazing book,
all these books, Antifragile, Man's Search for Meaning, Getting to Yes. I mean, I read a lot of books. All of them has to do with storytelling. But it's not storytelling to sell something. It's storytelling to give yourself humor and a meaningful life.
Yeah.
So, for example, farmer and hunter, right?
Yeah.
I mean, it's not like laugh out loud funny, but it's actually quite humorous when you think about it. Because if I treat myself as hunter, then why should I be wondering how come I have no money?
Correct, yeah.
Because I go around killing every animal.
Yeah.
But sooner or later, I'll run out of things to eat, right?
Correct.
But if I go around behaving like a farmer, then yes, I can be very broke for 3-4 years eating just 2 plates of rice and tofu and egg. But I shouldn't be too surprised that money came like a waterfall 4-5 years later. Because I behave like a farmer. The harvest came, the season came. Yeah.
Eugene, are you vegetarian?
Oh, I'm not. You are, right?
I had to ask you.
Sorry. Yeah, it was a metaphor. Yeah. I don't actually hunt for a living, but I do buy meat. Yeah.
I had to ask because recently, in my thought, I'm envisioning a world where
I eat meat.
I eat meat.
Oh, you eat meat?
I'm Georgian. Georgians love meat. But
okay.
would be nice to have a world where we actually don't need to shoot anyone.
I think it's coming soon. Because I've been buying Impossible Burger.
Okay.
Yeah, which tastes
the
exactly like
right,
burger,
exactly.
but it's completely zero meat.
Exactly.
But of course, there are people who argue chemicals are harmful. Anyway, everything is harmful. Vegetable, they say don't eat vegetable. They say there's pesticide.
Correct.
Then what am I supposed to eat? Chocolates?
Hey, dark one makes you happy, huh? So
I did buy a lot of dark chocolate.
all right. So you spoke about books, so I'm just going to ask you, what is that one? Yeah, books. What is that one book that made the biggest shift for you? If you have to choose one.
Antifragile, for sure.
Antifragile.
So in year 2020,
Yeah.
it's by Nassim Taleb. Yeah, in case anyone wants to check it out. He's the author of Black Swan also. I'm from the financial world, so Black Swan is a very big thing for us. I'm not referring to the ballerina Black Swan. It's like 9/11, COVID-19, all these are like Black Swan event. Nobody predicted it, and yet it affected.
Oh, that's what it's called.
It's like in a sea of white swans, suddenly you see a black swan, right? Very rare. And then you rush home to tell your mummy or your spouse, say, hey, I saw a black swan. And then when he comes, there's no black swan. People say, come on, it doesn't exist. What are you talking about? Yeah, so that's why it's called Black Swan. So this author is very good with metaphors. Black Swan is a metaphor. So Antifragile is a metaphor.
Yeah.
Okay, let me briefly explain since I think the book is very thick. Most people wouldn't go and read.
But what's the main lesson?
The main lesson is all of us need to choose what do we want to be. Fragile, which is 80% of the world actually. That means like, Monday morning, say, sorry, I got a headache, can I not go to work? Or if your boss give you some criticism on your presentation, say, yesterday, you didn't present well, then you say, I quit. or toxic, or my boss doesn't appreciate me. You know, like we don't welcome feedback at all.
Yeah.
And then if you want to send someone overseas, like, you know, I was sent to Hong Kong, a lot of people said no. They say, no, I don't speak Cantonese, I don't speak Japanese, I shouldn't work for a Japanese firm, I shouldn't go to Hong Kong where they speak Cantonese, I should stay in my comfort zone in Singapore.
Yeah.
So this is called fragile. I'm sorry if I'm insulting anybody here, because actually most people think like that.
Yeah.
They want to stay safe.
Yeah.
I've been coaching for 10 years, and I won't name them, but some of them, 25 years stay in the same school. School.
Okay.
I ask them to change school, they say, oh no, not even
Comfort
leave
zone,
MOE,
huh? Yeah.
not even leave Ministry of Education, just change school. That means you are not even changing your job, you're still a teacher.
Yeah, correct, yeah.
It's still stable. But they are afraid, like, oh, what if my new HOD doesn't like me? What if I am overworked? It's frustrating, which is why they need coaches, right? Yeah. So this is called fragile.
Got it.
There's a fragile generation now, right? I mean, on TikTok, on Instagram, there's very sarcastic videos of like our parents' generation, when our shoulder knocks against the wall, then they will just move on. They didn't even say ouch. And our generation, we knock the wall, we will actually say ouch. We'll continue walking, but we'll start to rub the bruise.
Yeah.
And then the new generation, they
don't.
knock against the wall and they fall down. And they say, who put the wall there? I don't want to work already. Yeah, I mean, it's very sarcastic, yeah. And obviously, it shouldn't describe the whole generation. That's a stereotype. But I believe there are categories of people like that. You know, you and I have met them. Yeah. Second category, resilient.
Yeah.
Right. Resilient are people who press on. They may not be happy, but they will press on. They won't quit. They won't resign. They will press on. They will be there 40 years in the same company. They will press on. Yeah. Not exactly inspirational. So the third category, anti-fragile.
Okay.
That means people who go through stress, sent to other country, go through retrenchment, go through cancer, go through divorce, go through any kind of tragedy, and they actually become better and stronger.
And super resilient. Right?
Ultra, mega. Yeah. This is exactly what Viktor Frankl talked about, which is
finding
Nazi
meaning,
camp is one of the worst. I mean, your wife is raped, and then your mother died, your children are like skinned alive. You know, it's the worst possible environment. And if you stay alive until the end of the Nazi era, then either you can become very PTSD, right? Post-traumatic, or like Viktor Frankl, you become a counselor and start helping other people.
And I think here is the opportunity to find the mission when you are in such a deep, dark situation. Did you define your mission when you were struggling, and what came out of it? What is your mission, if you don't mind sharing?
Sure.
I'd love
My
to
mission is to gain and spread abundance. That's
gain and spread abundance.
Yeah. Of course, I must gain abundance first. Yeah, because if I keep spreading abundance, I may end up with nothing. But if I gain abundance and spread abundance, then I become sort of like a water tap, right?
Yeah.
Where you can turn me on and lots of water come out.
Correct.
Yeah. So
how do you have this balance of giving and receiving? Because I find that some people are very good givers.
Oh yeah, true.
But not necessarily receivers.
Yeah.
And I don't want to put gender, even though I think there's a statistical
Females
gender to do that.
Give more than receive. I know.
So how do you think? What is the way to equilibrate these two, giving and receiving? And
I was telling my son yesterday. He's 21 years old now.
Yeah.
He likes to ask me how question. Yeah, and my answer to him is every answer to a how question is to practice, including this. Yeah, I'm not the perfect role model of the balance between giving and receiving. I do tend to give more than receive, even as a male. Yeah, because I went through a crisis and I became abundant. So now I want to overcompensate for like 40 years of not being abundant. Right? And I need to receive coaching basically. I hire coaches until today, and my coach reminds me, say, can you map out your weekly schedule? How much of it is actually getting paid?
Oh, okay, yeah.
Is it? You're very busy. You're like coaching people who are retrenched, coaching teenagers who have no money, teaching undergrads who have no money. Like, actually, how much do you actually receive? Yeah. So I have to be slightly mindful. Thankfully, I'm not broke now, but I have to be mindful. If not, I'll go through 3-4 months of pro bono work and not being able to pay my mortgage or send my 3 kids to university. Yeah, so it's a mindful reflection.
Yeah, that's a very good point. That I find also coaches are very giving spirits.
Yeah.
They love to help.
Yeah.
And sometimes they get carried away with giving and sharing. So I understand what you mean.
And I think because of our education, regardless which country, bringing up the topic of money is difficult. So I don't mind coaching people for free. Then after that, I'll say, I charge $6,000 for 3 months. And, it's like so awkward to say it.
Yeah, you still do. I'm so curious. Do you still feel awkward saying that?
Less and less, but it's not zero.
Because
I felt awkward for most of my life, so to change the habit is not so easy. But thankfully, I'm headed towards the right direction.
And
once again, the answer to how is practice, right? So I just practice talking about money until I feel a bit numb about it.
Oh, okay. So what is money for you?
Okay. Money used to be everything for me because I grew up in a poor family. So I wanted to have enough money, more than enough money, basically, so that my relatives can look up to me. Chinese or maybe other races are the same. During Chinese New Year, we want relatives to look up at us. What watch we wear, what car we drive, which house we stay in. All these matter a lot. We call it face value. So it's unhealthy actually, right? Because by right, our identity should not be built upon money. But it took me scarcity and brokenness and losing my job to realize that. Because only then did I seek self-development courses and coaching. So I reframe, especially there's one course called Millionaire Mindset Intensive, which is and the other one called Money and You. I mean, all these obviously sounds like money courses. But surprisingly, they don't teach you value investing, options trading, cryptocurrency, but they teach you the mindset of money, which is even more helpful than the instruments, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
So I'm thankful to all these causes, doing survey, doing reflection, crying, and even writing letters to myself. I wrote letter to myself about money. And somehow I have rewired my mindset about money such that money became a lifeless instrument. Like that there's no life to money. Right? It's like a table, right? I wouldn't feel too much about table or even gravity.
Correct.
I always tell people gravity is there, whether you like it or not. You wouldn't go out every day and say, why is gravity here again? So don't think of money either too much or too little as anything to be bothered about. Money is money. So
it's a medium to exchange, isn't it? It's just simply a medium to exchange.
To gain abundance. So I mean, let's say I have millions and millions of dollars in my bank. That's useless. Can I eat it? I'm supposed to do something with it, like build an orphanage, right? Like recently I went to Kazakhstan together with a few other speakers. That's using money. I paid for the trip, by the way. I wasn't paid to go. I paid to go. If I had no money, how to pay?
So let me ask you, this is something I ask in the street interviews. If you had unlimited amount of money, what's your next step?
I'm building a foundation called Abundance Foundation.
Wow.
So I would love, it's wrong to just give money away without any accountability, right? People can take it to buy drugs or whatever. But if, assuming all the corporate governance is there, I would love for people to write in and tap on it, to build a new orphanage in Cambodia. My very first mission trip in my life was Cambodia. And then built an institution in Japan. Because Japan is fairly rich,
correct,
but they are very homogeneous. So I want to build a intercultural center for Japanese to understand more about other culture.
So big plans, huh?
Yeah, big plans, and it cannot just count on money, of course. Which is why I also have abundance of friends like you, where I can just text and say, hey, I don't know how to build an AI app, but can you do it? Then they will do it. Just like the book, right, Wesley?
Of course.
Till today, I still don't know how to publish a book because these 30 people did it, not me. I was just a coordinator.
And that's amazing. And I think I should ask you, here is the question about trust. I find that people that live in a lot of fear or scarcity mindset often have very little trust. Would it be in themselves, in their surrounding, in universe, in God, whatever you want to name it. And I think that's one of the very key elements. And I want to ask you, what is your relationship to trusting life yourself
I love this
bigger?
Question. This is a very, very big question. I think we can write a book on it. Let's go.
I think it's very important. Right?
I have a few pillars, I call it. First pillar is trust is a mental belief. Right? Because a lot of people attribute trust to external. That means, is this person trustworthy? How would you know whether the person is trustworthy? If we have to ask this question, nobody will get married, right? I mean, you barely know the person, even after 5 years, 10 years of dating. 10 years out of 80 years of life is barely anything. Should you know the person for 70 years first before getting married? Right. Even giving birth. I mean, you have given birth, I have not, right? But I'm a father of 3.
Yeah.
I mean, if you have to see evidence first that your child is healthy before giving birth, then I think
of course.
nobody will get pregnant.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah.
So I think with or without mentally, consciously thinking about it, most people live in a state of some kind of trust, right? And it's intrinsic, right? We shouldn't have double standards. Say, oh, I can get married, I can become a mother with a lot of trust. But once I start working, I will have very little trust for my boss and for my clients. And why the double standard?
Yeah. It's a bit on autopilot, I think, that the fear pops up in many people.
Self-protection.
Yeah.
Yeah. Of course, it's good to protect yourself.
Yeah.
I'm not saying go around trusting everybody and you transfer
blindly,
$50,000 to a stranger.
Not, especially not in Singapore. You receive a lot of strange calls.
Yeah, but I mean, it's a state of mind, intrinsic. That means, do I choose, it's a choice, right? Do I choose to trust this person even though I haven't seen any real competence yet? Like job interview, right?
Yeah.
I mean, it's only 1 hour. How to trust a person?
Yeah.
So you have to choose to trust a person,
Yeah.
give him some work to do, and then over time, he either betrays your trust or performs up to your trust.
So
right?
do I understand now if I interpret this?
Yeah.
You are just on your autopilot, you give a shot to a person in trusting them.
Yes.
And then you will see as it goes.
I give 100 marks first.
Yeah.
Then
correct.
over the next 3 months of probation,
correct.
Then this person continues to perform at the 100 marks, or maybe drops to 95, or some like completely fail, right?
Yeah.
Drop to like 42.
Correct.
But if I do it in reverse, that means I give the person 0 marks first.
Yeah.
He has 3 months to prove to me that he's worth 100 marks. I think it's way more difficult, don't you think?
I agree. Absolutely agree. I absolutely agree. My autopilot is also I trust.
All right.
It's much better. Much better, huh? Much better. Also makes life kinder.
Yeah.
And I also, you know what I feel? I feel when you trust somebody, they feel that you trust them. And
reciprocity.
They actually want to live up to your trust.
That's
more
exactly
often than not.
Yeah. Same as children, right? I mean, this is not a parenting podcast, but it's exactly the same.
Yeah.
If you trust your children, they perform up to your trust.
Actually,
if you don't trust your children and say, text me every half an hour or show me your text, then they start to hide things from you.
Correct. Exactly. Yeah. So how is your relationship with trusting not people but let's say life?
Universe.
The universe. I'd love to.
I am very because I'm Chinese and I'm born in Singapore, so most Chinese are in some kind of Chinese cultural religion, ancestor worship or Buddha or Guan Yin or something.
Yeah.
I have nothing against any of them. They are all wonderful. Yeah, but it's autopilot because we are Chinese. It's not like one day we decided, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, we just follow our parents, our grandparents, our great-grandparents. Yeah, so we sort of trust that there's somebody taking care of us, right? As a young child. Yeah, then at 12, I made a decision to be a Christian. I won't go too much into it. But then I just attributed that trust now to a new entity. I mean, in this case, God. Yeah. And so far from 12 all the way until 40-something, when I lost my job, I felt like, wow, okay, I gave him 100% trust, and so far he didn't betray me, right?
Yeah.
But when I lost my job,
what happened
the
then?
trust dropped. To be very honest with you, it would be lying if I say like, wow, I think God wanted me to be retrenched, right?
Yeah.
Because I think like, no, He should want me to be promoted, to send my 3 kids to university. Why cause me to be so broke? Yeah. So I think during such moments is when you need trust the most. A bit like long distance relationship, right?
Yeah.
I mean, so easy to trust if every night you hold hands with your spouse.
Yeah.
But if you have 3 years of long distance, maybe your spouse went to study MBA somewhere else, that's when trust comes.
Yeah.
So during my scarcity, during my brokenness, I realized I didn't trust God enough and I didn't trust the universe enough. And that's why when I converted to the abundance mindset, that's when I started trusting God more. And then suddenly I realized, trust starts within myself. So it doesn't matter anymore. Trust God, trust universe, trust money, trust people, trust employee. it's all the same because it's in myself.
Yeah.
It's not like, oh, God is
Yeah.
trustworthy, but this person is not,
Yeah.
money is not. You know, I trust it, and then reciprocity happens.
Yeah. And one thing I noticed that the more you trust yourself, the more you also start to trust the outside world. Is that something?
Okay, I have a controversial view on
Yeah?
trusting myself.
What is
Because I feel like I am a constantly fluid being, right? Like, for example, I used to think that I can only be an employee, right? So if you interviewed me 10 years ago, I would say like, oh, no, I don't believe in abundance mindset. No, I don't believe in entrepreneurship. Or 90% of entrepreneurs fail. You know, I mean,
Yeah.
I'll be a very different person.
Yeah.
But it's still the same outward appearance, still Eugene Seah.
Yeah.
You know, NRIC still the same.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I feel like since I'm so fluid, right, then should I, if I say I trust myself, which version of myself am I trusting? So actually, when I say intrinsically I choose to trust, I don't mean that intrinsically I choose to trust myself. I just mean that I make a choice to trust, but I have to trust in someone external. In this case, God and the universe.
Yeah.
Right? Because, I mean, for example, a bridge, right? If a bridge is steady, then even if I don't trust myself, but no matter what, I still need to cross to go home,
Yeah.
I will still be safe, isn't it?
Yeah. You
But
trust
if
the bridge. Yeah,
the bridge is wobbly, then I say I have 100% trust in myself, and I step on the bridge, I will still die. Yeah. I mean, it's controversial. Not
yeah,
everybody
I know
would
what you
believe
mean,
it.
but
Yeah,
I
yeah,
know
yeah.
what you mean. I know
Yeah,
what
yeah.
you mean. Yeah. So, yeah, I know what you mean. And there's one thing you said, to me, it's very interesting. You said, which aspect of me or which part of me do I trust?
Yeah.
That's such a good insight because,
Yeah.
we have many versions.
And our emotion,
Yeah.
you know, most people say trust, all the Disney movies always say trust yourself. Right? That's how we are conditioned to say believe in yourself. Like Dumbo the elephant,
Yeah.
you know, the feather can cause him to fly. Then when he drop the feather, he still fly.
Yeah.
Because he naturally can fly.
Yeah.
You know, and nothing to do with
correct.
the feather. So suddenly the song, I can fly, I can fly, I can fly. You know, so this is like ingrained into a lot of children.
Yeah.
That, I need to believe in myself, I need to trust myself. But I realized that, you see, a 14-year-old who trusts herself is very dangerous, don't you think? Like she'll come home and say, I met this 45-year-old, I want to get married to him. I say, no, it's dangerous. Darling, don't do it.
Yeah.
She said, no, trust me, mommy, I know what I'm doing.
Yeah.
No, you don't know what you're doing. Like your prefrontal cortex is not even fully formed, right? It's formed at 25 years old. So I wouldn't over rely on this phrase,
Yeah.
trust myself. You know, 10 years
Yeah.
ago, if I say I trust myself, I'll be still looking for a job.
I see what
Yeah.
you mean. I see
So I
what you
will
mean.
say trust in some kind of concept. It may not be God or universe, but at least, let's say if I read the book by Viktor Frankl or by Antifragile, and I say, I trust in anti-fragility, it's still more
Got it. Yeah,
trustworthy
yeah.
than saying I trust myself.
Got it. Yeah.
Right? Because 2019, I didn't even read the book. So you see, every year I change. I would like to think
Yeah.
I become better. Yeah, but every year I change.
What?
Yeah.
Let's then. I want to
Yeah.
glimpse the future
Sure.
version of Eugene Seah.
Yes.
So what if we would jump 20 years from now? In your mind's eye.
69 years old. Yes.
Oh, there we go. Now we know
Yeah.
the age. What would the version of you at that age look like?
Wow.
An abundant version of you. I'm curious.
Thank you. Last time when I was a banker, it was not very joyful to think about 69, right? Because it would be like climbing the corporate ladder,
Yeah.
navigating the rat race. It's like all the horrible metaphor, all came out from corporate world. But now that I'm a coach, we are coaches, and we can decide Kazakhstan this week, Maldives next week, right? It's totally up to us how we plan. Like today, podcast, tomorrow, rest at home, go swimming. So I can imagine 20 years, it'll be exactly the same, isn't it? Because every day when we wake up, we are choosing what to do. You know, no one forces us to do a
Yeah.
podcast. No one forces us to write a book.
Correct.
So 20 years later, I will still do the same. That means I will still be coaching. I will still be on podcast. Maybe I'll talk a lot slower, have a lot more white hair, and have grandchildren running into the room.
but more
Yeah.
abundant.
Yeah, more abundant. Because every year I'm reading a new book. Every year I'm meeting new people like you, gaining new knowledge. Up to now, I still feel I'm only 30% knowledgeable. Every year I give the same number because I thought 100% is there, but then I realized 100% is way bigger than what I thought. yesterday.
I perfectly know what you mean.
Yeah. So I think I will have read a lot more books, made a lot more friends, donated a lot more money, started a lot more charities. Yeah, but my lifestyle will be the same. I'll still be traveling to exotic countries, coaching people, some for free, some for money. Actually, I want to be a little bit like Bill Gates, because in order to meet him, I heard, because he's not my personal friend, that to meet
Not
him,
yet.
you meet him at McDonald's, and you have to first donate like $2.5 million to his charity, which $0 goes to him. Yeah, and charity gives free vaccination, free education, and so on and so forth. And then you still have to buy your own McDonald's meal.
Oh,
Yeah, so part of that $2.5 million is not to buy
Not
the
your
McDonald's meal. Yeah. And you can only meet him for 45 minutes.
wow.
Yeah.
And you
I
want to be
I want
like
to be
him.
someone like that.
Dear friends, I think I'm just right now having a podcast with a future Bill Gates. Yay, I'm using this opportunity. Thank you very much.
I don't aim to be as wealthy as him, because to get to his stage, you really do need to have a startup and scale up and list
Yeah.
a company and things like that. But I want to have his mindset where people donate to my charity in order to meet me.
Yeah.
Right? So I still don't
Oh.
receive a single cent, but I
Yeah.
can benefit Cancer Foundation,
Yeah.
Cerebral Palsy Association, and so on.
Oh,
Yeah.
very interesting vision. I'm
At
glad
69.
I did this question.
And
Yeah,
89 and
good.
99.
Let's set an intention.
Yes. Yeah.
So, dear Eugene, as we are summarizing this topic, I would love to know, what are your daily habits that fine-tune you? Maybe
Yeah.
you choose some certain activities, thoughts, emotions every day.
Yeah. Yeah.
And what would you give as a tip?
Okay. Wow. For sure, I still have some bad habits which I will not mention now. Okay, my good habits is every day I want to meet people. Yeah, it doesn't matter. I have no agenda or criteria. Not like this person must be of a certain gender or nationality or wealth status, like anybody. And I generally like to meet them while walking. Because you get a lot of dopamine kick and also serotonin, right, from all the trees and the sky and the ocean. Singapore is an island, so easily you can walk along the beach.
Yes.
Yeah, so that is first habit. Meet people. In fact, my calendar is full of like meet who, and it gives me joy to know that this person I met at APSS, Asia Professional Speakers, but I didn't have a chance to talk in depth yet. Like you.
Yeah.
Then it makes me feel excited that today I'm going to meet for a podcast or for coffee or for a hike. Yeah, so that's habit number one. Habit number two is I realized that it's unhealthy to draw lines. Because a lot of people say, I don't have enough work-life balance, right? Because they are saying that, let's say podcast is work. And then I want to go to the gym, that's life. Why think like that?
Yeah.
To me, podcast is life also.
Yeah.
It's not work.
Yeah.
Coaching, although it sounds like work because people pay me, but it's also life. Because what's the difference between coaching and actually meeting someone for coffee for free? Right? Both are very similar to me because both I'm curious, I'm connecting, I'm making a new friend, I'm listening.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that is my second habit, not to draw lines between work and life. People ask me, you went to Kazakhstan for work or for leisure? I say, sorry, what's the difference?
Oh, wow. That's amazing.
Yeah, we spoke at a university, so it sounds like work, right?
Yeah.
But it's such an honor to be there.
Yeah.
Right? They dressed in their traditional costumes, they welcomed us. So it's life. It's even better than a normal holiday of shopping and sightseeing. Yeah, so as long as I don't draw the line, I feel like every day I'm living life fully. It's 100% life and it's 100% work.
That's amazing.
That's my second habit.
That's loving your job to that extent that
integrating.
it feels like it's
there's
not
no
even
more
working.
Job.
Right?
There's no more business.
No more job.
Yeah. In fact, because people say, what do you do? I say I'm coaching. I won't say I'm an entrepreneur or I'm a startup founder. I'm just coaching.
So Eugene, someone that is not at this stage yet, but would love to be at where you are right now, what's their very first step? I would love you to give them a tip right now. The very first step to abundance from Eugene Seah is...
if you happen to be in Singapore, first step is to meet Irina and me. Let's go to Cluny Court, sit down for coffee, for a croissant. I feel like that's my first step also because I met Nick Vujicic, right? I mean, not like one-on-one, but it's still, I met him in person. I met Wesley. Right, and in life, I can count many other people. I met you, I met Avi Larat, I met Avni Mate, I met Dreamy, I can list like thousands and
Yeah.
thousands of people I met one-on-one that helped me shift my mindset, that helped me have oxytocin, dopamine, serotonin, endorphin kicks. And that, all these are real biology, right? It's not like some airy-fairy concept,
Yeah.
right?
Of
So
course.
all these chemicals, I realize I'm like constantly generating it. It's almost like I'm a factory of positive chemicals because I keep meeting people.
That's lovely.
Yeah,
With that in mind, I'm going to ask final question.
sure.
What is the first song that comes to your head when you think of abundance? And can we listen to it?
Okay. Yeah. I must confess something. I don't listen to popular music.
It's okay.
So yeah, you can call me a nerd or something. And some people say, hey, have you heard of Bruno Mars and all that? Taylor Swift. I honestly I can't tell the difference. Maybe I heard the song, but I don't know it's by Taylor Swift or Bruno Mars. So I'm a nerd. Yeah. So but I do love music. I believe that music has a very healing quality. The first song that keeps coming to mind, and in fact, sometimes when I feel down, I sing this song. It's called Great is Thy Faithfulness. It is a Christian song, but if you are not a believer of God, you can just replace it with the universe or the positive force or whatever people choose to believe.
How does it go?
Yeah. Great is Thy faithfulness, O God, my Father. There is no shadow of turning with Thee.
Ooh, thank you so
So there's
much.
no shadow of turning means, whether you replace God with universe or something, you know that there is a constant force in the universe that is looking out for you.
That is so beautiful.
Even when you don't believe in yourself, when you don't trust in yourself, life has not ended because someone else out there is looking out for you.
That's amazing. That's very touching. And
Thank
you
you.
are actually a very good singer.
Thank you.
So with that very beautiful note.
One day when we have a concert,
Literally,
please buy the ticket. Yeah.
yes, we'll be waiting for you. But on the very beautiful note and heartfelt note, I want to thank you so much for
Thank
coming
you,
to my
Irina.
podcast, to sharing your stories, your wisdom, your laughter, your humor, your generosity. And I hope we inspired our listeners as well. And indeed, when you're in Singapore, you find
Come
us.
and look for us.
Yes.
Yeah. Go to
yes.
East Coast Park at the beach. Go for a walk.
Thank you so much, Eugene. It was
Thank
lovely
you.
to have you. Thank you.
Cheers.